Well, ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to our regular weekly programming, and today we're going to be covering Saturn in the Nakshatra of Rohini. And what happens when Saturn is in the Nakshatra of Rohini? Rohini, as you know, is a Nakshatra of beauty, arts, creativity, writing, cinema. It's a Nakshatra of doing business. It's a Nakshatra of just luxury goods. This is known as one of the favorite wives of the moon because remember, like moon slows down in Rohini Nakshatra. Just like remember when Dr. Pai came and told us about this? So Rohini is a very sensitive nakshatra, very feminine nakshatra. Like everything that you know about feminine nature, feminine beauty, feminine personality and agenda, that is what Rohini is. Rohini is always attracted to attraction. That's what Rohini is. Rohini is always attracted to attraction. So these people are, like people who said, I need a very good looking, beautiful spouse or beautiful boyfriend or girlfriend. They really mean it. Like they actually will not go for anything less than that. Because they need somebody who can like uplift their beauty as well. A Rohini person always wants to be surrounded by beauty, sensuality, wealth, luxury, art, creativity, good times, social events, everything. Just think of a young teenage girl. Whatever she desires, that's what Rohini is. Now, Rohini is having Saturn come upon it. So what is Saturn's nature? Saturn is discipline, structure, organization, duty, commitment. Saturn represents facing reality. Saturn represents, servants, uncles, people within the working community, the working class. So, and Saturn is like, think of Saturn as Judge Dredd. You know that movie original one of Sylvester Stallone, Judge Dredd. Think of Saturn in that same posture. Like I'm wearing this beautiful costume of Rohini, but I am Judge Dredd. That's what Saturn is, Judge Dredd. So now Saturn comes over Rohini. Now Taurus, which is a sign ruled by Venus, one of Saturn's best friend. Remember, Saturn, Mercury, Venus, these three friendships, it's like very tight. We may think that Mars, Sun, Jupiter are very tight, and then Moon there is very tight. No, because see, these four planets are working off of Dharma, the Sattvic principle. So if one is not following the Dharmic Sattvic principle, the other three will not be happy with the other person. They're very principled friendship. But when Saturn, Mercury, Venus come together, I mean, these are like, you know what? Us against the world. They did not accept us because we're tamasic and rajasic. Forget it. We're going to create our own rule. We're going to create our free society. Everybody can love each other no matter if they're following a certain principle or not. So whenever you have these three planets together, it's beautiful, beautiful conjunction. Then Taurus, because it's ruled by Saturn's best friend, Saturn does good in Taurus. Saturn loves that earthiness of Taurus, that stability of prosperity, money, income, because Saturn does not like to risk things. Saturn wants stability. Saturn wants that weekly paycheck. This is why Saturn represents servants who are here to do a certain task and they are expecting a certain return on that. They're already like, okay, I'm going to do this work regardless of how much I do or how little I do. I'm getting my base salary. I'm good. So Saturn feels good in that. However, in Rohini Nakshatra is where Saturn then becomes a little iffy. Because remember, you're putting a teenage princess in the same room with an old wise master. Like imagine you're putting Miley Cyrus with Sri Yukteswar famous Indian guru together in one room. And that's what now the relationship will be of Rohini and Sri Yukteswar. Rohini will be like, okay, so can we party now, Guruji? Can we play some music and, just play dress up? And Sri Yukteswar is like looking at her. Yeah, I don't think so, girl. I'm going to meditate, and I'm going to have you meditate with me. That's what we're going to do. And you must do that right now, or I will not let you eat your food. So you see how it disturbs that flow of Rohini, Saturn. So because now Saturn is bringing structure in enjoying life and being, surrounded, being the center of attention of everybody, being artistic and creative. So Saturn here, and it does good and bad both. It's not like all, just structure. But the thing is, like, here a person is forced to structure their enjoyment. They can't just enjoy something at will with Saturn and Rohini. The only way they will enjoy things at will when they break the rules. And when they break the rule, they get punished. So for instance, Saturn and Rohini Nakshatra. A person wants to date many people, attracted to a lot of people, and people are attracted to them. But the thing is, this person got married early. They have to sacrifice, give their duty and commitment to the marriage, because marriage is the highest karma. 10th house is karma. Bhavat Bhavam of the 10th house is what? The 7th house. So it's karma of karma, the highest form of karma. And if you don't do your karma right, you get punished. So what happens with this Saturn? They want to go out, they want to, they're finally like meeting all the beautiful people, and they're like, oh my God, who did I marry? What do I do? So they cheat on their spouse, infidelity. And then what happens? They cannot escape the karma. Spouse finds out. They have all the luxury and money in the world. Spouse takes that. They end up with half or nothing at all. And I can say this by confidence because I've seen it with one of my acquaintances happen about 5-6 years back. So this is why it becomes a very hard position for Saturn, because here Saturn is bringing structure. It likes to be in Taurus, but in Rohini, Saturn is like, I don't want to deal with all this stuff. I want to bring a commitment and duty towards what I'm doing. So when it comes to actually doing their work, whether it's business, arts, creativity, designing, they're brilliant at it, because that's where the energy of Saturn is positive. Because like, okay, I'm doing the work. I'm here to do the work. I'm the servant. But when it comes to like just doing nothing else, just enjoying like that, that's where Saturn does not like that energy. This is where it becomes a difficult placement. So if you have this placement, better think twice, thrice, crice before committing yourself in a long-term relationship or marriage. First, like the best advice I can give to these people is live with somebody. Be in a committed relationship with somebody, don't marry them. Be with them for 1 or 2 years. See if you can have that commitment. See if you like that sacrifice that you have to make within the committed relationship. This also shows that either one of your uncles or one of your servants is a very creative, artistic person. Like if you have Saturn, let's say in the 6th house in Rohini Nakshatra, represents servants. So if you have, let's say in India, especially somebody comes and cleans your house, cooks for you, just ask them, do you do anything artistic, creative? So find that out. And especially whenever Saturn transits the nakshatra of Rohini, one always tries to break away from their true identity and simply wants to be loved by everybody, wants to be good looking, this is why Rohini nakshatra is one of the nakshatra, whenever a planet transits to it, a person would like to get plastic surgery. They want to change something about themselves because they want to feel like Rohini. Like especially Mercury Mahadasha, or a planet transiting through Rohini Nakshatra brings about that quality. Because remember, Mercury is young, youthful. In Mercury Mahadasha, if it comes at around 70 years old, when you're 70, 65, suddenly you're like, I want to feel young. I want to feel like myself again as a young person. So you get your skin tightened, you get plastic surgery and Botox and whatnot. But here, Saturn is a very dry planet. Saturn is very dry. So in Rohini, which is all about enjoyment and luxury and drinking and carousing and just having fun, it puts this, it makes that whole part of that enjoyment like a desert. Now, if other planets are supporting it, that becomes a neutral thing. But again, Saturn here shows that through hard work, this person achieves great success. Because Saturn always rewards. Whenever you are committed to something, when you're making sacrifices to achieve a certain goal, Saturn will be there to reward you. But you just have to be careful to not let your enjoyment get out of hand. Saturn does not like access of anything. So if you enjoy sexual activities, if you're doing it with your spouse or with one person, okay, good. But if every night you want to have a different woman, different man come in your life, while you're committed to somebody else, Saturn's going to punish you. It's not even something like prarabdha karma. It's more like agami karma. Like it's going to happen right there. Like you will suffer that. And yeah, I've seen it over and over again. With Saturn, it's like he's judge dread. He's the judge, jury, and he's gonna give you the sentence right away. Okay. So guys, this was my analysis of Saturn in the Nakshatra of Rohini. If you're new to my channel, subscribe below. And if you want to know where your Saturn is placed, if it's in the Nakshatra of Rohini, all my books, reports, consultations, for that, check out the links here. Otherwise, we'll see you tomorrow with the Sun in the 4th house for Libra ascendant, I guess. I don't know. I think that's right. Yeah. We'll see you tomorrow. Bye-bye.